Okay, click from car. All right, bet. The Witch Trail's normal, single player, confirm. Okay, bet. Chat, today we're going to be playing The Mimic as chat recommended it. Let's go. If you want to be a part of the chat recommendations, exclamation mark Discord, and you can recommend me the games. Let's go. Playing The Mimic. Press G, lantern. Okay. Well, I'm already scared. I'm dead serious. I'm already scared. Oh. 4 beasts rampaged across Earth. Control, jealousy, rage, rebirth. That for 10 days they I can't read that fast. And 10 nights he fought about people. Bro, who do you think The Earth burned. Creatures escaped around the Earth. Who comes for you? Our people decide the future. How am I supposed to read all that? Warning. Wait, does this have does this have like epileptic? Does this have epilepsy? 1 minute. Like flashing? Warning. Oh wait, here we go. Bet. Let me just copy this message. It's in the game description. One minute, chat. Hold. Oh my goodness, that's my IP. I just pressed Windows C and it showed up something. Holy slow reader? Bro, who do they think I am? How am I supposed to... I just reached level 4. Like, what? Oh, there's stamina. Oh, GG. Why is there a tree inside? There's grass in here. My bad, guys. I was taking a wee. Okay, bro. Okay, there's dirt inside this house. Nice. That's nice. That's some nice decor, low key. I never would have thought of that. Okay, so there's nothing in these houses. Bro, I don't like how there's a blur. Okay, we're good. I thought somebody was following me. But it's just whenever you walk on the log, it makes a noise. Okay, that makes a noise. Okay, I gotta get used to my surrounding and sounds and noises. Why am I so short? Don't say accurate height, by the way. What was that? Chat, did y'all just see that? It was right there. Okay, you think you're getting followed? Yeah. I keep getting these strange visions. Why do I keep hallucinating? What did she want from me? Oh. Well, that's nice. Is that a building? I'm not going over there. You know what happens when you stray from the path, chat? You get cooked. Oh, I don't like this. Get me out, bro. Get me out, bro. Dude, I'm actually still reeling. Please, no. I'm gonna... Let me in, please. Let me in. Let me in! Just me, why do I see a figure? I don't. I think that thing's a pole. Don't spam that, please. Okay, well that's useless. Because where am I supposed to go then? Follow these guys? They just disappear. Okay. Dude, what am I supposed to... What am I missing? Chat, what am I missing? What am I missing? No, now I'm actually getting confused. Dude, what am I missing? Maybe I need to like... Makes a sound every time I enter it. What am I supposed to do? So we're playing the Mimic. Chat, all it does is make a sound. I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. Pull out M16 because this is America. Yeah, but like, I went all the way over here to the big flashy white thing. I got jump scared. You need to find something? What's this? Butterfly spirit, you can use this to open the door? Oh, nice. If only they had had a big flashy arrow or something, you know, to point me in the right direction. That would have been nice. I need an M16 right now, Loki. What? What just happened, bro? How do I get this off my screen? Oh, G? Okay. What's at the end of the hall? The chambers of lost souls. And why are we entering this? The witch, she devoured them. Created from the flesh of her own. Yeah, I'm out, chat. Nah. Are you kidding me? Oh, there's just a body hanging there. Nice, love to see it. Oh, there's a hand. Castle. Classic. Control legacy rage birth. And what am I supposed to do with that info? Maybe, yeah, just touch one of the hands. Wait, follow the dust trails, maybe? Okay, it's probably my mom, the entity nearby me. Maybe he wants me to be in front of them when I click them. Why is it red? I don't remember it being red before. Chat, I'm missing something. Chat, I gotta be missing something. Oh, I had to find the statues. I thought the statues were already there. Oh. Oh, great. A maze. I'm never finding my way out. Did y'all see that? Look at the end of the hall. There's something walking down there. Oh, good thing we're not going that way. Good thing we're not going that way. Chat, I'm scared. Somebody hold my hand. I was back into a corner. Literally. Dude, if I had a heart rate meter. Chat, maybe we walk towards the big thing at the end of the hall. Chat, maybe we walk towards it. Surely we're safe, right? Why did it just get... Why did it get quiet? Run? Wait, there's a wait, there's a thing here. We can leave now. I need to do the puzzle? No. I can't even find a statue, bro. What am I supposed to do? Why is there no lights over here? Maybe we go no lights. Oh my goodness, no lights is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. I literally can't see more than like 2 inches in front of me. So it's just a walking simulator right now. I'm not even scared. Well, I am scared. Oh, jeez. How is he everywhere? I do not understand. What am I supposed to do, bro? I see no statues. If the statues were sitting around, surely I would see one. No? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. This is literally just a walking simulator right now. I literally have shivers, by the way. Let me just click the hand. Oh, jeez. No, I want to chase this guy down and see what happens. Because, like, I honestly don't know what else I would do. Okay. Well, now we know, chat. Now we know what... We need 3 people. Chat, should we do this with a later date with more people? Yes or no? Chat, we're gonna go methodical. Left. We're gonna map out the entire place. There's a door. There's a corridor. So now we know if we run into that guy, we die. Bro, now we've eliminated options. Bro, chat's just doing entity alerts. I'm gonna start tweaking, bro. I'm gonna click like every hand. Maybe they'll just... The guy's at the end of the hall. I'm just gonna do a big circle, then I'm gonna work my way in. A big square. Dude! What do I do? Okay, can we stop? Can we stop with the entity alerts, please? Thank you. Thank you, man. Like, I'm actually gonna start tweaking. If I don't... This game's... Okay. I think I remember why I stopped playing this game before. There's two... Okay, so there's more than one entity. Jeej. Jeej, we're dead. Dude, there's... Dude, there's nothing here! Is it not possible without 3 people? Bro, that's dumb, bro. Why make it single player? No. It has to be possible, bro. Why would they make a single player? Why would they make a single player mode? Think about it that way. Chat, maybe I exit out of the cave. Not a bad shout. Chat, maybe I exit out and go back to the spawn and see if there's something there. No way they would make us do a walking sim like that, right? No way, right? Chat, every time I unequip... Oh, jeez. For real, though. Actual walking sim, bro. Bro, now I'm getting to the point where you're more mad than you are scared. And then they're gonna hit me with the craziest jump scare, bro. So that they want me to be mad. Whatever. Bro, because there's this one big center area. I went to that. There's nothing in there. I'm just trying to find the exit. I've gone down like every corridor. There's nothing on the walls that I can see. Whenever it gets quiet, that means there's an entity nearby, I think. By the way. Bro, I can't even find my way out. I'm actually lost. I think I'm on the left wall. When you enter, I think I'm on the left. But I'm actually so lost. Wait, let me just go to the middle and I'll be able to find it. Probably. Maybe if I go to the middle chat, I'll find it. Oh, there's 2 entities there. Wait, does this mean I'm like right next to one? So I just went in a circle. Bow rat. Hey, wait, reset me, reset me. Please don't run away. Come here. Come here. Please. Wait! Chat, there's a thing you can click on the entities. I'm not in trolling chat. There's a thing you can click on the entities. It's got to be that. I did it. Chat, there's a thing you can like hold F or whatever on the... Loud equals near? No, but I don't think so because I don't see any entities nearby. Nah, bro, I think loud means you're far away, no? From anyone? Chat, this is... Wait, the entity turned around? Wait, chat, let's sneak attack him. Oh, and he just randomly disappears. Run away from me, Pookie. I got the item. Or not.
Job.
My bad, misclick. So I have to quickly sneak attack and then run away. Yeah. This is like this is cringe, bro. I'm gonna like get naked, bro. I have to sneak attack him. Chat, I literally have to do that thing, walk up to them, and then somehow get away from them. So I have to hit them from behind. Pause. But it's hard because they start running. Bro. Chat, that they're so fast. Dude, it's actually hard to do it because they're so fast. But I think one of those items is one of the things you get whenever you press F or whatever. 2 YT viewers? I'm like the only YT viewer chatting. Yeah, yeah, you probably have 𝘎𝑎HK or something. I fell off a little bit, but that's okay. Bro, I'm known for Rocket League. If y'all don't know, I play Rocket League a lot. So I play with my chatters in Rocket League, so if I'm not playing that, then my viewership does drop a little bit. But Rocket League's a more popular game, I think. Did he just disintegrate in front of my eyes? Dude, he literally just disappeared in front of my eyes. Run! Oh my goodness, I'm dead. Run. Chat, they won't go to the middle. I got one! Oh my god! Dude, if I die, it resets. This is the most annoying game ever. Right now, it's not even scary. It's just, well, yeah, okay. I'll be honest. I just got chills whenever I was trying to run away from that guy. So, it is scary a little bit. My parents came in with a whole bucket of Nutella. Run. What's up, Snuzzler? So I'm gonna camp the middle. Wait for them to come by, and then camp the middle. That's the strat. I'm not gonna, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Because I know they go on these little loops. They come down this hall and then they take a turn. I think. Then I just have to keep in mind where the middle is at all times. Because if I lose sight of the middle, or if I forget how to get back to the middle, then it's GG. Dude, I'm dead serious. Dude. Okay, well I can't do that camp method because nobody's doing their regular route. But if I lose sight, bro, it's GG because I'm not gonna be able to find my way back. I need to save my stamina. Dude, where are they? Chat, there's one there. Everybody hold. No, why are you running away? You absolute little... Bro, stop running, you coward. Dude, this guy is actually such a weirdo. Oh. I'm dead. Wow, that's unlucky. I'm so dead. Chat, there's 2 of them on me. Oh my goodness, how did I do that? Aura. Dude. Aura. aura. Gotta go. I'm gonna go pee pee. Alright. Chat, if you're gonna dip, you don't have to tell me. Chat, I just have to do that stamina conservation thing. He's... Don't turn, please, bro. Don't you dare. Oh my goodness. Dude, this has to be rage bait. There's two of them. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Wait, I'm lost. Wait, Chad, I actually got turned around. Chat, I actually got turned around. Oh no. Chat, I did one too many turns. Oh my goodness, dude. I think it's behind me. Dude, oh my goodness, bruh. Chat, oh my goodness, bruh. I think it's this way. Yeah, I see it. Chat, here's the big open room. Boom! Chat, I have one more of these left. Forgot how to use it. Chat, I forgot how to use it. I have it. How do I... Dude, it like autoed it last time. Imagine there's a specific order you need to go in. I'll lose it. I'll lose my mind. Can you imagine there's a specific order it needs to go so otherwise without dying it's just the game's glitched? Dude! What do I do? I'm at the Josie statue. This is Rebirth? But chat, wait, let's just find the last guy and then we'll figure it out. Here it is. Oh my goodness, here it is. Don't you dare run away from me. You like, walk through it? Wait, actually? I did walk through it, though. Dude, stop running, dude. What is the luck? What are the odds? What are the what chat in this gigantic maze chat? That hasn't happened to me once before. Oh, it actually has happened to me once. Okay. They're like spawn camping me. I'm literally getting like spawn camped, bro. It's fine, chat. We made it. Then I have 2 more, bro. I mean, bro, if this doesn't do it... You can't see? Yeah, barely. Neither can I, bro. Yo, game devs. Yo, game devs. You don't think I'm clicking every button, huh? Should we slash help? Try to click E. Bro, you don't think I'm it? F turns on the lantern. I'm gonna lose it. Bro, it just auto did it last time. I swear it just auto did it last time. Yeah, do I need to find more of these then? Do we need to find more of those guys? Dude, I don't want to find more of those guys, bro. He's still following me. Oh. Game devs. Go to game settings, bro. There is no game settings. Yes! Bro! How long have I been stuck on this part? Let me just go to the home. YouTube.com. How to beat the mimic. Wait, let me just. How to beat the mimic. Roblox with jealousy. Jealousy. How to beat Roblox with jealousy? Nope. It thinks I'm somewhere where I'm not. Dude, I'm not even... Bro, I'm gonna lose it. Oh my goodness, bro. How to meet the... Mimic. What chapter did I do, chat? I swear I just saw a pop-up. Ulohi. Is it wait, it's called witchcraft. How do the mimic witchcraft. Wait, here we go. Why does the video not show up, huh? Video doesn't exist. Mimic witch. Which what now? Bro, this game, I'm going to lose it. Which normal? Can't type. I can't type normal, by the way. Nightmares? When was this video? Video got deleted? What's up, Logan? Just beats demon. Wait, bro, chat, look. This is my stream, bro. What are the chances? I find one of my own streams among... Bro, that's actually crazy. I've never seen that before. I want it solo on normal mode. Does anybody play normal mode? It's all nightmare. It's all nightmare. Here it is. Oh my goodness. Should you watch my stream? This is only at the 4-minute mark. 28 minutes. Oh, this. Okay, wait. Yeah, they got 2 of them. How? Wait, does you need the guide to go through them? Oh my goodness, bruh. Wait, this 4 months ago. This is on mobile. Lantern? Wait. Chat. This is accurate. Look. Wait, he just walks through them? Okay, wait, he just walks through them. It's fine. It should be the same idea. Wait, does he get this one? Doesn't look back at it. Oh my goodness, of course. He doesn't look back at it. How does he do it so fast? How are you not taking that, bro? What is he doing? Wait, he has 3. I can't even get... I have 3. I can't even... Chat, let's go through this methodically. Nope. This one. Nope. Alright, this game. It's gonna make me lose it!